quarter game-winning drive, an NFL record by far.
The
Way
Giants.
to go.
The Giants.
Yeah.
The Giants.
I
the
like
Giants.
the Giants. I told you the Giants are pretty good.
At 1-6.
Yeah.
At 1-6.
1-7.
Okay, yeah, exactly.
Okay.
Pretty good.
Yeah.
I have a
okay.
feeling we have plenty to discuss here when it comes to the GOAT and what he did last night, so let's get to it. Tom Brady's Buccaneers managed to escape from New York with a 25-23 win over the Giants in a game that was much closer than really anyone expected. The Giants had a chance to tie the game on a two-point conversion attempt in the final minute, but Daniel Jones passed. Dion Lewis was slightly off target, and the refs picked up a flag for a possible pass interference call on Bucs rookie safety Antoine Winfield Jr. Shannon, was this pass interference?
It was clearly pass interference. And they keep saying, I keep hearing people say he make a play on the ball. How can he make a play on the ball when his head's not turned around? That's what they say all the time. If you get your head around, they're less likely to call PI. His head was back. His back was to the quarterback. Now, Skip, there are a lot of things that wrong. First of all, Daniel Jones should have never hit. You throw this ball on rhythm. You roll out. Once he hits.
That's not the question.
That's what I'm saying. I'm just saying there are a lot of. Skip. Daniel Jones was late. He shouldn't have hit. But still, that did not supersede the pass interference. He ran the guy up. The guy from the back judge, had the best view. The side judge did not have a good view because Dion Lewis was between him and Antoine Winfield Jr. The back judge had the best view. To answer Jenny's question, this was PI. If I'm a firm believer, if you make this call in the first quarter, the time of the game should not determine whether or not it's a flag or not. If you jump offside the first play of the game, call it. If you jump offside with 2 seconds left in the ball game, call it. You can't say you let the players determine the outcome of the game. A penalty is a penalty, regardless of the time of the game or the situation in the game. This was a blatant PI. It's pass interference. Now, I don't want the NFL to come back and tell me they should have left the flag on the field, because I don't want to hear that.
You won't.
That was a pass interference that was blatant, and they let him off the hook. It should have never come down to this. But if Daniel Jones wasn't terrible, it wouldn't have come to this. But since it did, this was pass interference, plain and simple.
Wrong. This was an instance of a DB arriving simultaneously with the football, and you said that Winfield Jr. doesn't get his head around. I think he does out of the corner of his eye see the football hit the back of his arm. Did he put his hands on the receiver? Absolutely not.
He put his body on the receiver.
Didn't touch him.
Skip his body.
Did he hinder the receiver's ability to catch the football?
Yes.
No, he beat him to the spot.
Oh, my goodness.
It was beautifully played and beautifully done by the National Football League officiating crew to get their heads together and make the right call under duress on live national TV. And I love what the head referee said, Brad Rogers said after the game. The side judge had the flag thrown on the play and came to the down judge who was on that side of the goal line who had a better look. The communication between the side judge and the down judge was that the defender contacted the receiver simultaneously as the ball came in. In order to have defensive pass interference, it has to be clearly early and hinder the receiver's ability to make the catch. Did not happen. Thank you, officiating crew, for having the presence of mind to have a conversation in which finally the side judge who threw the flag said, you know what? You're right. You had a better view of it than I did. And I loved what John Perry said, the ex-referee on ESPN. I know you don't listen to the sound, but I listen, especially when John Perry speaks, because he really knows football inside and out. He said it has to be clear and obvious to throw the flag for pass interference. And in that case, he said it was not even close to being clear and obvious. You pick up the flag because you didn't want to decide the game with a bad call.
Antoine Winfield Jr. decided it. If you don't mind me, can I get that? I want to show the clip. I want to show a still shot. Now, is the ball arrived, Skip? Has the ball arrived, Skip Bayless? Say simple yes, no. Skip, the ball has not touched Antoine Winfield Jr.'s hand.
Okay, well, look what the receiver's doing. The receiver's actually leaning back into Winfield.
Now you're changing the argument. A simple yes or no. Has the ball arrived yet?
I cannot see that the ball.
Exactly.
Is it not
That's
blurred?
the point.
No, is it not blurred in the red or the white? I don't see where's the ball.
You went from I can't see the ball to Deion Lewis lead back into the DB. Now you changed the complete argument.
Where is Winfield Jr.'s head right now? He is looking back for the football. Shannon Sharpe said, you have to look back. He is looking back for the football. Is he staring at the receiver? No, the receiver is actually trying to come back into him for the ball.
That's what you're talking about.
I'm sorry. This is classic. Winfield beat him to the spot because Winfield is a really smart young player.
I tweeted the other day, receivers, when the ball is underthrown, fight back through the DB, let him run you up, and they're going to throw the play.
So it could have been offensive pass
Skip, you can't run the guy over. Skip, Antoine Winfield, the quarterback, now mind you, the quarterback is back there. He's looking to the side.
Boy, that's a great still shot of Winfield Jr. looking over his shoulder at the football, isn't it? Interesting.
Skip.
Hit him in the back of the arm because he extended his arm and hit the football. Did he put his hands on the receiver? No.
He put his body on the Skip. You don't have
You have a right to that spot. You have a right. Is it supposed to be the offensive player's right to say, get out of my way, the ball's coming?
No, Skip, but you can't run the guy over.
How do you think pick sixes happen, where you just cut him off, you beat him to the spot, and you intercept?
You actually think
that is really good defense. Did he run him over? No, the offensive player is actually coming back into him.
That's what he's supposed to. That's what you're taught to do, Skip. Skip, it was PI. It should have never come to this. If Daniel Jones wasn't so horrible, they would have blown them out. You know that, I know that, but it did come to this. It came to a two-point conversion to tie the game and possibly get into overtime. This was a PI. Skip, it doesn't matter. We've seen this play called 100 times already this year. 100 times.
I haven't.
So we haven't seen guys run up the back of the DB. I mean, the wide receiver.
Well, if you get there way early and you just run him over before the ball arrives, I got it. This is simultaneous at worst. At worst. He does not arrive before the ball. He does not knock the receiver over before the ball arrives. They all come together at the same time.
Now you're saying he has to knock the receiver over. That's not what it has to do. He just has to interfere with his ability to make a catch. He interfered with his ability to make a catch.
Somebody just doesn't like it that Tom Brady survived.
Skip, Tom Brady was average. Tom Brady was average. Carson Wentz against that very team threw for 359. Your guy couldn't even get to think about what your guy threw for against that terrible team.
Okay, you want me to explain what happened last night?
I want no explanation.
Well, I'm going to give it to you whether you like it or not. The Buccaneers, obviously, to me, the best team in the NFC, was looking ahead to a grudge match, a revenge game this next Sunday night at home against the team they got thrown into the fire against on opening Sunday when I told you, I first guessed this when the schedule came out, unfair to throw the Buccaneers with no preseason games and only virtual OTAs against their arch rival within the division at New Orleans to open the season.
Ain't no rival with nobody.
Unfair. And here they come. They're all the way to 6-2. Would you believe that ties for the best start in franchise history with the 79 Bucs and the 2002 Buccaneers, who, by the way, won the Super Bowl. Tom Brady has lifted the Succaneers to 6-2. And you know what they did last night? Because they were looking ahead, they basically took their C game up to Giants Stadium and played. I told you, the Giants are much better than you give them credit for. You say they're terrible. They're 1-7. The point is, look at all the close games that they're playing. They barely lost to the Rams. They barely lost at the Bears 17-13. It took two miraculous Andy Dalton throws to beat them in Dallas 30. I'm not finished yet, 37-34. Then they finally beat Washington 20-19. The Eagles, they had them beaten. If Evan Ingram just catches the ball, the game is over. They'll just run out the clock. They lost that game 22-21. And last night they lost by 2 because they are game. They will compete. Daniel Jones made some great throws last night, some big-time throws. He made 2 bad idea throws where he was being harassed in the pocket and he still tried to get rid of the ball, and it was awkward to even get